Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we are going to be talking about Hedera and HBAR. So let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet here from the HBAR bull. So we do see new daily transaction record for Hedera, futures looking bright, HBAR. And yeah, we hit 50.7 million transactions in one single day. As you guys do see over here on the 1 month span, we are sitting at roughly 609 million. I don't think that we're going to get to the 1 billion transactions in 1 month, but that would have been incredible to see. But hey, we got pretty damn close. And on the 1 day span, you guys can see the metrics here. On the 1 week span, you can also see those metrics as well. And in terms of Dragon Glass, here you guys have the record setting amount of transactions. Initially, it was 50,088,731, and now we are at 50,396,761. Great to see, incredible to see, and records are continuously being broken. But today, we have something very, very important to talk about. And that is the announcement that recently just happened on the 23rd. I know I'm a little late to it, but from Crypto Observer, we do see UDPN is DLT underpinned, is the new Swift, question mark. The network was developed with contributions from Toco, the digital asset creation engine, delivered in collaboration with DLA Piper. So yeah, going over here to the January 23rd announcement, we do see Davos launched blockchain project aims to be the Swift of stablecoins and CBDCs. So this was launched by a firm involved in building China's national blockchain project, and we do see down here a Hong Kong-based blockchain company has launched a digital payment system aimed at bridging the gap between stablecoins and CBDCs. Red Day Technology, which yes, I talked about in my video just recently on XRP, the blockchain infrastructure firm that is also leading one of China's blockchain efforts, launched the Universal Digital Payment Network, UDPN, on January 19th during the World Economic Forum 2023 meeting in Davos. Tech engineering company GFT Technologies and the digital asset creation engine Toco from the law firm DLA Piper are also contributors to the UDPN development. So this is very interesting, and we do see, according to its white paper, the UDPN is a DLT platform that would serve a similar purpose to what the Swift network does for banks, except for stablecoins and CBDCs. Just as the Swift network created the original common standard for messaging between financial institutions across different settlement systems, the UDPN will serve the same purpose for the emerging generations of CBDCs and stablecoins. This is very interesting, and here you guys have a little bit of a diagram on how all of this works. So we have settlement token system between banks, and we have MCBDC bridge, finality, global payments, JPM coin as well, and you have the entire setup here. Now, if I am not, I'm pretty sure I've seen a very similar diagram about roughly 2 years ago. I might be wrong, but it was very similar to this, and now we are starting to kind of see things move with this. It's interesting that this is in collaboration with DLA Piper and also Toco, the system that DLA Piper launched with Hedera, because again, you know, a DLT system is going to be needed for this. What better DLT system than Hedera for this? I think that this is incredible if Hedera is tied to this. The only tie that we have, though, is with DLA Piper and Toco. And if you guys did miss Toco, by the way, Toco is massive. So this is a little bit older of an announcement. We could actually go to Toco's website real quick because I do want to share with you guys that as well. But we do see Toco is a tokenization engine and digital asset creation platform that provides technology services to complement DLA Piper's legal capabilities. 504 million estimated value of tokenized securities in 2021. Like I said, this is an older announcement, and it's funny because there's a lot more money now going into tokenization. So they were definitely ahead of the game, and you can see everything happening around this. In my opinion, when we look at what just recently got announced, you know, settlement could definitely be huge for HBAR because again, like HBAR is basically designed, developed, and really starting to become the go-to in terms of this entire space for a DLT enterprise grade, technology. So as we focus on that and we really kind of look at a few things on how Toco utilizes Hedera, we need to take a quick gander at this section because I think that this is where we will start to see the big connection to what we've seen back here on this announcement. So this is how they utilize Hedera. So they utilize it for non-fungible asset tokenization in two distinct ways. The first is through the Hedera token service, where the native non-fungible token represents assets that are issued directly to accounts on the Hedera public network without the need for expensive and potentially faulty smart contracts. The second is for more sensitive transactions, and uses a combination of blockchain technology, specifically Hyperledger Fabric and the Hedera Consensus Service. Toco issues and manages tokens through a private instance of HLF, but for every transaction, writes a fairly ordered, encrypted, and publicly verifiable message to the Hedera public network using HCS. The combination brings together the privacy of HLF with the trust and public verifiability of transactions on the Hedera public network. And remember, HCS is what is blowing up right now in terms of a lot of these transactions. As you guys do see, red is the transactions for the HCS. This is accountable for about 280 million of the 1 week transactions, sitting at about 281.4. So again, the HCS is going to be the big one that is becoming the most leveraged aspect of Hedera so far. And you can see a few of the other ones down here. Like again, enterprise grade digital assets is the focus point on this because Hedera is perfectly suitable for that specific use case. Now with Toco, Toco can be tokenizing anything. I mean, they have so many solutions. If you go to the solutions tab up here, you can kind of see the bridge to almost every major, massive opportunity out there for tokenization, like real estate. We talked about real estate many times for the massive opportunity that tokenization has for it, which is a $300 trillion plus market. Art and media, intellectual property rights and entitlements, debt and project financing. Now, this is also another thing that's huge. So a lot of people actually confuse the idea of like debt and how big this could be for DLT technology. But when in all actuality, when we go and look at the global debt, it's at $226 trillion. This is a massive opportunity for any DLT that's focused on tokenizing debt. And guess what? Going back in time, Toco issues digital private debt on Hedera public network with Hex Trust custody. They were the first one to actually do this. This is crazy. Toco, the digital asset creation engine empowering value creation, and Hex Trust, Asia's leading digital asset custodian, have successfully completed one of Asia's first tokenizations of private debt on the Hedera enterprise grade public ledger. So as we focus on this, yeah, I think that this could be a huge opportunity for Hedera. Again, HCS and even the HTS, they will both be leveraged, but this is huge. Again, I think that when we look at the blossoming effect of the Hedera ecosystem, we need to pay attention to players like DLA Piper and also what they have been doing on Hedera, because guess what? Now they are playing vital roles in huge opportunities around major banking entities, CBDCs, stablecoins, and also bridging the gap between two of the biggest aspects of digitization around fiat and also currencies. And we do see no unregulated public chain cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin will be accepted. So with this, right, we question the idea of like, okay, well, it's privacy. Privacy is the big one here. So they want private chain. Now, the thing about this is a lot of people are going to question me and say, well, they're not going to use HBAR. The interesting thing about this is that this section is exactly why I've said a lot of these major currencies in this space will not be utilized. Having a public and private ledger base point on your DLT is a massive game changer. That's why when we look down here, even if they're not utilizing Hedera for the initial instance up here, like for an example, the HTS service, they could still utilize the HTS service and have those two major aspects to it and leverage this technology. For an example, this combination brings together the privacy of HLF, which, by the way, Hyperledger Fabric, a large amount of like the private use cases out there, like the private enterprise grade use cases, usually go through like Hyperledger. Hyperledger is a perfect powerman or a perfect like powerhouse for those private use cases, and they could still have the combination of the trust and public verifiability of the transactions on the Hedera public network. Meaning, yes, HBAR is still utilized. This is huge. This is massive. And again, there is a private ledger base point for Hedera too, where they do issue out CBDCs. If you go to use cases and you go to like tokenized assets, for an example, I'm pretty sure it's in tokenized assets. I might be wrong. It's been a while since I've actually looked at this. But in here, I believe at the bottom, there was CBDC talk. 1 second, let me find it for you guys. It's been a while since I looked at this. All right, so I was just off by a little bit. It was actually under the payments tab over here, but nonetheless, we do see real-time settlement, low and predictable fees, regulatory compliance, and then down here you could see the Hedera token service being mentioned, and then mint, manage, and transfer value. The public Hedera network helps businesses enable real-time payments in stablecoins, CBDCs, HBARs, and all that kind of stuff, and you have CBDCs down here. Now, going back to what I was saying in terms of like the private and permissioned blockchain of Hedera, we actually have here permissioned blockchain on Hedera. Create a permissioned blockchain with the trust of a public ledger. This is still a private ledger base point. So private ledger, public trust. Permissioned blockchains offer a means to control the logic and sharing of the information within a set of known and authorized parties. This is perfect for minting and launching CBDCs on this type of DLT technology. And we do see popular blockchain frameworks such as Corda, Hyperledger Fabric, and Quorum can connect to Hedera to achieve decentralized trust without exposing its contents. Using Hedera Consensus Service, for each update of the permission blockchain, a transaction hash is sent to the Hedera public ledger. This now immutable transaction hash ensures transaction information remains private while being fully auditable and auditable by authorized parties. This is huge. And again, you can see some of the major players that utilize this. In fact, like this is Hala Systems. You have IBM Tech Preview. This is where you can kind of see a few things around like Hyperledger Fabric for establishing, permission blockchain network and things like that. But there's a lot more to this, and you can see all of the things that they are achieving through the public ledger, or I should say the private public ledger for enterprises. And this is exactly what enterprises want. This is why I say like this is going to be the biggest thing in crypto going forward. I think that a lot of people are going to be surprised by this because tokenization on Hedera and almost every single use case that we talked about on Hedera is massively undervalued in terms of like what people are looking at, because all of these use cases are perfectly suitable for Hedera, and Hedera itself is perfectly suitable for every single one of them. That's why when we take a look at like the transactional value, I want you guys to realize that these transactions will 100x. I seen this tweet by Ryan Davies over on Twitter. He is the CPO for Yamgo app and adds DAX, which is the platform built out on Hedera. But you see lots of people are excited about the transaction volume and TPS on Hedera, and rightfully so. But I still think this is just the beginning. We're just starting to cross the chasm from the early adoption to the early majority. You could potentially see a 100x this volume at mass market. Gartner predicts the hype cycle for Web3 to plateau in 5 to 10 years. There's still room for growth, innovation, new use cases, and significantly more enterprise and brand adoption of Hedera technology. And yeah, I actually think that we have a long way to go here. I think that going forward, like these networks like Hedera that have the efficiencies that every single major enterprise wants, they are going to be big. And yeah, I do think that we will 100x. Listen, I've talked about it just the other day, actually, when I was talking to you guys about the transactional flow of HBAR, right? A 100x on those daily transactions would be 5 billion. That is 5 billion transactions per day. That would be the equivalent of 1.8 trillion transactions per year. Remember, right? 50 million transactions is roughly $5,000 on Hedera. So think about how big of an opportunity that actually is. And again, when we take a look at just how big Hedera will become at some point in time, I strongly believe that the future of crypto I'm not even joking when I say this. The future of crypto will look like Hedera. Everyone wants to support, this, that. I remember when everyone was touting Solana as being the next big thing. Listen, I've been on the Hedera train for so long, and I've been telling you guys about HBAR for so long, because look at what's happening. Look at what enterprises are choosing. Look at what's happening around tokenization, digitization. It's only a matter of time. And with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. Us, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.